Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us right there on the program. Let's continue the conversation now. You know what is happening in Adamawa State in respect of the governorship election there. It is the poll is hanging because it's not concluded. INEC has said that election has been declared inconclusive. And joining me, perhaps you watch on the sister program on today's on Channels Television earlier, the governor of Adamawa State and the PDP candidate, Amado Fintiri. I'm now being joined by the APC governorship candidate in Adamawa State, Ms. Aishatu Ahmed, popularly called Aishatu Binani. Thank you so much indeed for coming tonight. You want to use the pen?
Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So, I mean, if you did not watch what the governor said earlier, and the PDP candidate, what is your own position on the inconclusiveness of that election?
Well, thank you very much. Good evening. And my position is that the INEC REC did very well by saying it's an inconclusive, declaring the result inconclusive. And my reasons are simple. The election, whoever sees or monitored the election of Adamawa State knows that the election was marred with violence, rigging, overvoting, and all sorts of manners of irregularities. So the figures that were deposed was really, to me, as far as I'm concerned, they were concocted figures, because some of the ballots, if one should really dig out, you'll find out that some of the beavers, I believe, if the beavers accredited only 10 people, you'll see that you'll find out that over 30 people must have voted. So that is part of irregularities. So the only way for the REC to come out clean is to declare that result inconclusive, because the commission have the powers that within 7 days to look at it, to review the declaration and return to review the declaration where the commission feels that the declaration was not made the declaration was made under duress, or where it is not made in compliance with the laws and regulations. You
understand the reason why INEC declared it inconclusive? Because of the votes in that area and the margin of vote between you and the PDP candidate. Yeah. But you know the position of the PDP candidate. He says the REC was misled, and in fact the REC is inexperienced. But you had said that the REC did very well.
Yes, the REC did very well. He will say that the REC was misled because he wanted to be declared at all costs after rigging the election.
What do you mean by rigging?
Because it was a non-fact, like in one of the local government. He was practically saying, led his cabinet to go to that location, to go to that local government and force the returning officers, the EO and what have you, to come up with a concocted result and declare that result.
I mean, you
under duress.
You have evidence of
yes, the returning officers are there. In fact, they were held hostage. They were held hostage to do that, and they had to run for their dear life. They had to run to a nearby police station, and they were there throughout the night. So with that kind of violence, how can any sensible REC declare the result, declare you winner? And not only that, in another local government called Som local government, about his commissioner, his cabinet commissioner, and the local government chairman, in collaboration with some of the security personnel, they had to beat up the returning of, is it the returning officer or the collection officer? As I speak to you now, the guy is in the hospital. And they did what they wanted. They did all they desired to do. So the election virtually, that is just 2 local government. If you take Mitika Madagali, if you look at the return of the votes this time around, it has never happened.
So, madam, I mean, if the election was declared inconclusive, it means that there will be a supplementary election.
Yes.
The governor says, I mean, and with the figures that have been released, it says he's way ahead of you, and the margin is wide.
Yeah.
What do you think could happen if there was a supplementary election?
I am saying that supplementary election, that was why I came back to Abuja. My lawyer wrote to INEC on the 22nd of this month, because the election was declared on the 20th. And INEC have 7 days to review, if at all the review is sought for by the candidate. So I wrote in a letter, my legal personnel put in a request that we need a review of about 16 local governments.
So you don't want to go to the field? You don't want to go back to the election?
Until after the review is done.
So you
until
want
after the review is carried out.
How many local governments?
16, because I am sure of that once this review is carried out, they will come out with those concocted figures by the governor and his alliance that make up that 400 and something. I believe they are concocted figures, and these figures, after the review, it will certainly come down.
You don't think that the election was free and fair?
It wasn't. No, he came up with all manners of rigging.
What about the figures you got? You don't think that those figures were correct?
Those figures,
the ones you got.
Let me tell you what happened. In some of the areas, a house of constituency member house of assembly result was declared for the governor. That was what was uploaded for the governor. And so many instances.
Have you presented these instances to INEC?
Yes, yes. We even have videos to show that. In some of these, and in some locations, like in some part of the locations, you see that the beavers were even bypassed. So that
you mean beavers was not used in some?
Yes. In
which areas are these?
Most of the areas, most of the local government, like in Mitika, Madagali, Hong, so many we have listed.
But you realize that according to the guidelines of INEC, no election can be conducted without the use of the beavers.
Yes, the beavers were there, but it was bypassed.
But do you have evidence of that?
Yes. We have our agents were there. In fact, some of the locations, no, the INEC ad hoc staff were not even there, because the violence to which the governor has masterminded and wanted to unleash people on, so people had to run for their life. So let me ask you,
madam, should you go to the field for a supplementary election? Are you afraid of that, of going against the governor in a supplementary election?
I'm never afraid, but all I'm asking is that let Independent National Electoral Commission please conduct a review on this said local government, so that it will bring out the real figures for all the candidates. That's just all I'm asking. And as soon as that is done, we will be home and dry, and then we will be confident to go back to the field. That's just I'm asking.
You are running, you want to be governor. You realize that if you have your way and you become governor, you will be the very first woman to ever become governor in this country. You realize?
Inshallah.
How does that make you feel?
Great and happy, because I'm not doing this for Binad. I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing it for every girl child in this country.
All right.
It's for all the women in Nigeria.
I pray that and wish that the best person wins for your state and the interest of your state and that of the country. Thank you so much, Ms. Aishatu Binani. Do try to come back whatever happens in that election. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.